Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, from my sunny balcony, and I spilled tea all over the balcony um, because there was a gust of wind and my door kind of like tips the tea, and it smells like strawberry all over, and it's actually not as nice as it sounds. But anyway, I wanted to talk about how to deal with SJs. One of my best friends is an ISFJ, I think. My dad is an ISTJ. I have a friend who's an ESFJ. Um, and I'm sure I have to deal with a lot of ESTJs at work. I'm just not sure who's. Um, I can't name any names, but yes, I think I know people of every single SJ type. Um, and SJ types are the most common types in the population. So that's maybe not such a strange occurrence. Uh, but they're what most people would call the normal people, the people who are more likely to be conservative, more likely to, have families, live the stereotypical heteronormative lifestyle, and who run society. And I'm grateful for them for running society, but they also don't make it very easy for people who are not SJs to live in society. And this is where we need a guide to be able to deal with living with them. And I know mostly ISFJs, so most of this is going to be around that. But this could apply for any SJ types. I understand the STJ types, given that as an INFP I have the same functions as them. But I wish more people could be feeling and empathetic and more interested in the meaning of the world than actually working through it. So I do get my frustrations. SFJs are wonderful. It's just that they have the FE, so that you can see in my video about my beef with FE. If you want tips on that. But SI, I understand SI, and SJ types all have SI as their dominant or their auxiliary function. So I understand SI, but it's not my preferred function. So it's not something that I, love to deal with on a daily basis. I can deal with it, but it's not, it's not always fun. SJ types often will make you fill in a database. This is stereotypical, of course, but they like doing the routine stuff. They like being helpful, and that's great about them. I like that they're helpful and that they don't need to take credit for stuff, that they're willing to work in the background, especially as the introverts. I sometimes find that ESFJs are too much into the drama and the gossip, but I do, they do like doing stuff without any credit in return. Most likely because ESFJs are often Enneagram 2s, and they want to be loved first and foremost, so they're not really pushy about things. Sometimes they can be pushy, but it's more in a passive aggressive kind of sense, rather than that they are actually yelling at you. They want people to be happy. So the SFJs mostly will want to take care of you. They'll want to take care of your physical needs. They make great nurses. I work with a lot of ISFJ nurses, ESFJ nurses. I'm not in their scope of gossip, so that's fine. But I don't like all the drama that they have, and the fact that they're very often conservative and close-minded in certain ways frustrates me. So I just try to stay away from all of that drama if possible. I don't try to give my opinions on controversial stuff. I usually just stay quiet around SJs and let them do all of the mothering and coddling and all of that. Sometimes they feel like I'm kind of incapable or incompetent because I have a difficult time dealing with chores and with practical stuff. But there is a sweet element to that. I do like that they always want to take care and do things for you to help you live a comfortable life. So I love SJs. At the same time, I have to monitor myself around them because I cannot be my true self around SJs. At times I can, but I have to really gauge it right. You know, I have to say it at the right time and be close to them. My ISTJ father has mellowed out with time. I think he was pretty strict with me as a child. And I came to like really dislike him and hate him. like you do, you know, in your teens. But I realized, well, he can't really do much about the way he is emotionally, kind of constipated, you know. He can't really do things that are different and love in the way that like you'd love to be loved. But he has provided a solid foundation and stability that, so I'm grateful for that. I don't know many ESTJs. I think I know one who was in my program. He was an intern doctor at the same time as me. And what I got frustrated about is how he would always like want to take care of my shifts. Like we were working at the same time, but he would be like taking all the patients, like being super effective, and I wouldn't be. And it was like he was insulted that I wanted to like try to do my job. And I understand I'm not as efficient as he is, but I felt bad that he was taking up all this work for me. So we were kind of in a conflict there, because I really wanted to just like, you know, take the normal amount of patients. Well, he was just like, you know, there's a list of patients that are on the list, and he would like just buzz them through, and I would just like be taking one at a time, you know, being and so obviously like the amount of patients I was taking was much less than what he was taking, but if he'd let me take more, I would have. It's just, well, like it's like ESFJs in the kitchen, like you don't want to bother them, like just let them do their thing. But sometimes it's like the SJs like want to take up on themselves all the work, and then, well, it makes the rest of us feel useless. So I've learned to just like go with it, but at the same time, like I'll ask once, like, do you need my help? And they'll say no. And maybe I'll ask a second time, but I will not ask a third time, because at this point it will just create more conflict. So that's one of my tips about dealing with SJs, just like roll with it. I don't have many concrete tips. These are just like how I deal with things. But yeah, just roll with it. Accept their coddling. Accept their that they do want your best. Sometimes they are very close-minded and conservative, and I just don't voice my own opinions about the subject to not appear weird. But just, you don't need to absorb their conservative bullshit. You can just keep believing what you believe in without getting into any kind of argument with them, because, well, it's unlikely that they will change just because you said something. The most important is kind of keeping up a fake appearance in order to be liked by them and get all the positives from them. I mean, I'm kind of reading the system and, yeah, not doing maybe the most ethical thing, but doing whatever will appease the masses. I usually keep quiet around SJs, and that's how it is. That's how it is. Being that I'm, not the most conventional of people, like, I will get into conflicts anyway with them, so I just try to minimize the amount of conflict that I will get. And usually they're pretty easygoing people once you get to know them. It's just, you have to get past a certain, they have to realize that you're like an actual person, which is usually hard as INFPs, because they'll just think of us as daydreamers. But I do really like my SJ friends, whatever type they are. And that's all I had to say about SJs. I probably think about more later. Tell me how you deal with SJs. If you have any SJs in your family or friends or coworkers. And like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.